Since this is an authentic source, the fact are being checked by the government, so that is being considered as the correct aspect from the examination perspective also. NCERT does not give exactly at one place all the themes, right? So it is scattered in all different classes. So from 6 to 12 you get the different topics covered in different classes. So it's a complete package which includes the reading, which includes the aspects regarding the short notes, which includes the aspect of practice and even the implementation of that thing. So this is going to provide you the basics. The basics is clear, then the advanced material, reading them will be comparatively easy for you. So NCERT sometimes seems that it is scattered in different classes. But believe me, once you will start preparation for the UPSC examination from the NCERTs in that particular manner, it will be very much streamlined.
Hello and welcome to this special session. In this session, we are going to discuss a newly launched initiative by VisionIAS, which is called VisionIAS NCERT course. And to shed light upon this course, with a special emphasis on the modern Indian history part, today we have with us Vishal Sir. He is going to deal with the MIH part. Welcome, sir.
Thank you, Chiranjit sir.
So, sir, could you please answer this important question that NCERT books are a must when it comes to UPSC Civil Services preparation?
Right.
But most of the aspirants, they don't have exact clarity as to how NCERT books help them.
Right.
So could you please come up with a very compelling argument so that they can also start picking up NCERT books?
So why NCERT books need to be referred in the very basic aspects of the preparation? The reason being that first, they are the authentic source. With respect to the UPSC examination, since UPSC does not give any clear list as far as the syllabus to be referred from where is concerned. So the NCERT books are the first and the basic source that the aspirant can refer to. Since this is an authentic source, the fact are being checked by the government, so that is being considered as the correct aspect from the examination perspective also, as and when there is any kind of dispute arises. The second important thing is that when we are talking about that these are the most basic source, that does not mean that the NCERT books does not cover the important aspect. They cover the thing from the very basic perspective. So that adds a lot of value when you are beginning with your preparation. A lot of things need to be understood from the examination perspective in such a manner that the conceptual clarity is needed. And you take the NCERT, whether it is of the modern Indian history or whether geography, any NCERT that gives the conceptual clarity in a very lucid manner, along with the infographics, along with a lot of flow charts, diagrams, maps that will provide a lot of clarity to the aspirants. The next important thing is like UPSC in its past years have already reflected that multiple questions directly picked up from the NCERT sources. Whether it is from the, again, modern Indian history perspective, whether art and culture, the questions were directly asked from that. Last thing that I would like to highlight regarding why NCERTs are important, because see, when you are just beginning your preparation, right now you are new. You do not know that much with respect to the preparation. Now what you have is the syllabus of UPSC, and the NCERTs are arranged in such a manner that clears the syllabus from the very basic aspects. That gives a clear idea regarding if there are different aspects from the social science perspective, which all things need to be covered and to what extent. If you align your syllabus with the NCERT, then definitely it is going to make sure that your preparation is going on in a very smooth manner from the very beginning.
Thank you, sir. Now, students often show an inclination towards those sources from which questions have been asked in the past.
Right.
Could you, sir, please tell us how many questions or what are the important questions that have been asked by UPSC?
So if we talk about, sir, regarding the questions that were directly picked up from the NCERT, so if I tell you about my subjects, modern Indian history, so the question from the very beginning of topics, for example, let's say even before the arrival of the colonial power, the NCERT talks about the division of the world between the old world and the new world, right? So UPSC had asked the question about that. Then when the colonization started, which were the earlier trading posts, whether it is in the context of the Danish or whether it is in the context of French and the British colonial power, they had asked the question and relating the concept that are directly mentioned in the NCERT. Then once the colonization emerged, once the policies like the mercantilism and all were adopted by the colonial power, regarding that also they had asked the question, for example, like how the British policies led to the destruction of the local industries. Then Britishers came out with a lot of policies, for example, the land revenue settlement system. So in that the Ryotwari system was one of the prominent system. UPSC had asked the question regarding the Ryotwari settlement system. Then once there were different movements that were emerged against the British colonial oppression. So whether it is about the tribal movement, whether it is about the civilian uprising or whether it is about the Great Revolt of 1857, in all the cases, UPSC had asked the question. Even with the emergence of the national movement, there was a rise of nationalism, and simultaneously there was rise of many such movement from the side of India. So the Swadeshi movement, whether Champaran movement or other Gandhian movement, the questions were asked regarding this. And even the structured aspects of the British colonial policies, like different charter acts and the regulating acts and the subsequent government of India acts, regarding that also they have asked question. Now point simply here is that if you have referred the NCERT in a structured manner, in that particular manner, the question could be answered in a very easy manner. That will be for a new aspirant that who is relying on the preparation from the NCERTs, just by building certain value addition from the other sources, that will be comparatively easy task for him or her.
Thank you, sir. Now, this entire course is actually built around NCERT books. So, could you please detail what are the various salient features of this course?
Right. So before talking about the features of the course, I like to highlight with respect to the subject of modern Indian history that how one should be referring to the NCERT, and then we will discuss about the course also. So regarding discussion of the NCERT approach, or regarding referring to the NCERT from the student's perspective, see, since NCERT does not give exactly at one place all the themes, right? So it is scattered in all different classes. So from 6 to 12 you get the different topics covered in different classes. So with respect to the modern history, generally the class 8th NCERT as per the new pattern, and the class 12th NCERT is very important. Now suppose Karo, if you are preparing the topic of Marathas, now initially you do not know in which particular class this is covered. So first reading of this NCERT will be in the linear manner, where you are reading the topic in order to get familiarity with that particular topic. So simultaneously what you can do, you can write down the theme that is covered in which particular class NCERT, in which particular chapter it is being covered. In the second revision or in the first revision, in the second reading, what you can do, you can just try to collate that particular theme, that Marathas I am getting in the class 8th and class 12th NCERT. So now I am trying to refer that, and through that you can make the notes and all. So this can be the approach. Now this is the approach which sometime appear to be tedious. So in order to simplify that, what we have done, we have covered it in a thematic manner. So now to answer your second question, that how we have approached to this particular course with respect to the NCERT coverage. So it's not like that we are covering the 7th NCERT or 8th class NCERT or 12th class NCERT. It's the holistic package, where for example that we start the modern Indian history with the arrival of the colonial power, sometimes with the death of the Aurangzeb also. So in that particular context, we have talked about the arrival of the colonial power, the reasons with respect to the same, and in the chronological manner, understanding all the things which are relevantly provided in the NCERT, along with the flow chart, along with diagram, along with all the needed things. But on the top of it, even as you have already asked regarding how the previous year's question were asked regarding the same, so that exercise would have been futile if we would not have covered the questions from the NCERTs that were covered. So a lot of questions also that were covered within the class also, and simultaneously the students, as they are going to take this particular course, so they are also going to get a lot of practice questions that they can test their concept that were built based upon the NCERT. So in this course, if I try to summarize, first thing, there will be a thematic coverage of different relevant themes. So if we talk about the modern Indian history, roughly 12 to 13 prominent themes that were there, all the themes are covered with the due diligence, right? Roughly 19 to 20 classes that are there for the modern Indian history. I think for 90 minutes each the classes are there. In that case, what the student can do, they will be going through that particular topic. Simultaneously, they can refer that portion from the NCERT. After doing this thing in the class, there are some questions that are being provided. Even apart from that, simultaneously there are certain practice questions that are being provided to that, both objective type as well as the subjective type. So the student is going to get the reading, student is going to get the avenue of practice, student is even also going to get the benefit from the doubt solving portal, because this is also integrating the AI doubt resolution. So there they can get the concept clarified with respect to this, though we have covered in a very simple manner with respect to different subjects, but still if there are any doubt that persist, there is vision intelligence based query resolution also that is going to clearly provide the resolution to your doubt with respect to this. So it's a complete package which includes the reading, which includes the aspects regarding the short notes, which includes the aspect of practice, and even the implementation of that thing.
So it seems like a very comprehensive package.
Yes.
Students, so faculty members are already putting in so much effort to make it easy for you. Now sir, if I ask you, as you said in the beginning, the students often find NCERT books very basic. Now, if somebody wants to go to the next level, and pick up advanced material like the books written by Bipan Chandra or Shekhar Bandyopadhyay. So how to go about it?
See, first thing which has to be very, very clear with respect to the exam preparation is the clarity of concept. If you get clarity regarding the timeline that why that particular event had happened, now there may be 10 extra facts that can be provided with respect to any event. So first, if you have got the clarity regarding the timeline, if you have got clarity regarding what were the causes and consequences, general idea regarding the same along with addressing the storyline of that particular event, you will get the mental memory. Now, once you got the mental memory, whenever you are reading any advanced sources, for example, if you are referring to the Bipin Chandra or the Shekhar Bandyopadhyay, as you have already talked about. So, in those cases, you can relate whatever concepts you have got in the classes along with certain other causes, consequences and the analysis relationship. So, though in the classes we have tried to give certain analytical aspects also, but obviously since the time was limited, we could not have provided to that extent to cover in the form of advanced material. So, this is going to provide you the basics. The basics is clear, then the advanced material, reading them will be comparatively easy for you. Now, what you can do, you can just read that particular material. You already got certain notes. You can replicate those notes, and from the other materials, you can take down those particular notes in the form of value add. Now, this value add will be comparatively better from the examination perspective. Now, maybe a chance that you might have taken comparatively larger notes. So, in the subsequent reading, what you can do, you can refine those particular notes. So, what thing it is doing? First, it is providing you the basic concept. Then you are going to get the value addition from whatever sources you are referring to after preparation from this particular course. And then you can synthesize, you can refer to the PYQ, whatever remaining PYQs that will be there, definitely they are going to get solved with this. So, the conceptual clarity you are going to get, and even the aspects with respect to the additional content, which because students many a time they seek a lot of content extra which they want, right? So, all these things they can get once they have clarity with respect to the conceptual aspects.
Thank you so much, sir. And final thank you because you have actually given the details related to this, important details related to this initiative. So I hope we have not missed anything.
Right, yes, we have covered all.
So any final message for students?
So I think that students, if you are preparing your this UPSC preparation right now and you have just begun, so NCERT sometimes seems that it is scattered in different classes. But believe me, once you will start preparation for the UPSC examination from the NCERTs in that particular manner, it will be very much streamlined. The reason being, though it appears to be scattered, but just one reading. Take one reading in a structured manner, then you will simply see that if you have taken down the theme, if you have taken down these particular aspects that we have discussed, then you have good to go content with respect to the upcoming preparation that you are going to do with respect to the advanced material. Then gradually through the NCERTs also, in a thematic manner, you can take down even the notes from different themes perspective, and then as sir has highlighted regarding different materials that you can refer to, whether it is the Bipin Chandra's book or whether it is Shekhar Bandyopadhyay's book, any specific book, because the concepts are not going to get changed. So the analysis, further aspects you can add upon, but the basics are going to remain same. So in that particular case, the NCERT, as it is at the bottom level of pyramid, it is the most basic resource and it is going to provide a lot of value to your preparation. So believe me, do not miss this particular aspect of skipping the NCERT. Do not miss the NCERT at all. This will be my message.
So dear students, as you got to know from sir, so when it comes to NCERT books, there are plenty of confusion, plenty of different types of confusion. So this is your go-to solution. So try to make the most of this initiative. Wish you all the very best.